Do you want to know more about professional disc golfer Kristy Lee?
Let me tell you. This is Kristy Lee, PDGA 75818. I'm from Victoria, British Columbia. I've been here my whole life representing the island. Woo! I'm able to play Masters, Women, Masters, Open Women. I have lots of options in the tournaments. So you'll see me everywhere, moving around, depending on how big the numbers are in my divisions. I started playing disc golf probably 2001, 2002. And that's, I was introduced to disc golf by my best friend Leela. She was working at the keg with all of her friends, so it was very like recreational. Just invited me to go throw a disc one day. They gave me a disc, and I loved it. I started playing at Juan de Fuca for maybe like 6 months, and then they shut down Juan de Fuca. I was really upset about that in about 2002, 2003. So I started playing night golf at UVic, and that's pretty much how I started playing disc golf, was hitting tonals late at night, playing in vacant parking lots for like the first 3-4 years. And then one night I ran into these guys, George, Matt, and Jeff. They actually have a company called Snap Disc Sports. When I first met them at UVic one night, they saw me and my friends throw the disc, go tee off ahead of them, and they stopped me and they're like, hey, you girls are pretty good. Do you ever play tournaments? And that was like, what? There's tournaments? My first time ever hearing about anything organized in disc golf. I thought it was just running around the parking lots, throwing discs at poles. So I was like, wow, tournaments? I'm gonna try that. So my friends and I got into that right away, 2003, I'd say. And after my first tournament, I was pretty much hooked. I started playing non-stop after that. Yeah, it's like the most satisfying feeling to me, is just letting it go and then it doing what you visualized it to do. It's just not much better than that. I think that's the appeal with the disc golf too, because I used to play soccer at like a very competitive level, but something about disc golf where you get to go out by yourself and change the events like over and over again. You could play one round and maybe be happy with it or not and go, I want to do it again. I want to, you know, it's always going to be different. Every single round you have new challenges that you have to overcome as a player, and that's what keeps me coming back too. Just knowing that you could do better or you could do worse, you never know. But it's been tough, like playing on the island for the last 20 years. There's not a whole lot of options. I could say Pender's my favorite course, but I mean, it's not a championship level course. You know, if I stuck to Pender and then I go down and play Oregon, like Milo MacGyver, I'm going to be like way out of my league. Which I've never played down there, by the way. I haven't played Milo. So yeah, Pender's probably my favorite course. I'll start back. My very first sponsorship was like one of the first, like the first year I started playing disc golf, and it was Snap Disc Sports. It was the guys that I ran into at the UVic night golf course. Hey Kristy, well, if we give you some free stuff, like some hoodies and hats, would you wear it? And you know, maybe tell people about Snap Disc Sports. That was like my first sponsorship. Next sponsor was Ace Runners. That was probably about 2017, 2018. And Ace Runners is it's a retailer for discs based out of Vancouver. They were like, hey, why don't we give you a good discount on our stuff? And your friends could have like a 10% off. I have a discount code so I can send people their way for their first time. Check it out. When I first started with Kastaplast, I was obligated to throw like 5 molds of theirs in my bag. So I'd always keep about 5 at all times, maybe more. As the years have gone on, their line has been growing quite a bit, so getting lots of Kastaplast in the bag and trying to eliminate the rest. And it's been a fun process. I stopped playing disc golf for quite a few years because I was just tired of traveling on my own. As a woman, there's not a lot of other women to play in my division, so going down to the States, I'd be going by myself, or even going to the mainland by myself. It's very costly, not always safe. I've been in a few car accidents traveling for disc golf, and that's kind of what put my career on a hold for a long time. Is just there was no courses in Victoria to play, so I'd have to drive all the way to Nanaimo, and yeah, I was in like 2 car accidents over a span of a year, and that's when I just kind of called it quits on the disc golf for about 5-6 years, until I found out Millstream had a course, and then opening up Machosen, so that's why I'm back. But before that, it's just, yeah, the traveling on your own wasn't working for me. I didn't have sponsors at the beginning, or like a big crew of friends, mainly because there was no social media, no nothing, so it was like I didn't know a whole lot of people in disc golf. But that's changed, definitely. Nowadays you can find like 5 or 6 people to go down to the States with, or travel on the ferry with. Makes it easier. Just, yeah, being on Team Canada kind of made me want to represent Canada a little bit more, and just start playing disc golf, not just for myself, but for the women of Canada. And yeah, after coming back from England, Estonia, I definitely, that put a drive in me to want to play more outside of Canada, just to get our representation out there. So right away I signed up for Vegas, started to sign up for these A tiers, played nationals and PEI. For 2020, I was supposed to be going to the women's US DGC. That would have been awesome. But all that kind of got canceled. I got a bunch of refunds instead. But yeah, after playing at like an international level, I feel like I definitely want to go out there and play as many A tiers, as many tournaments in the States as possible. Because I mean, it's fun, it's a good challenge, and it's something, yeah, I thrive on it. It's fun. That's the best part of the competitive part. Like, yeah, you're gonna have your down moments where you have a bad shot and you might take it with you for a few holes, or maybe even a week or whatever. You'll think about it next year. But at the same time, you're gonna have those awesome moments where the pressure was on and you overcome it, and it's just like, I'll remember some of those for the rest of my life, you know, being able to do it when it counts and putting the pressure on. That's pretty cool too.
Show Kristy your support and follow her on Facebook and Instagram, and be the first to know when her new custom stamped discs are available. This new Kristy Lee stamp will be released in limited quantities in various Kastaplast molds, so you'll need to be ready to act fast. Like, share, and subscribe, and
see you out there.